What's up guys, Dave here from Knives, Gadgets, and More, and today we're going to compare these two knives. Let's go! Alright guys, so as you can see here we have the Ganzo Firebird G720 and the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff. And these are both knives that I bought because I thought they looked cool, and yeah, we're going to compare them today. We're going to go through several different features on both of these knives, compare them, and then at the very end, I'm going to tell you which of these two knives I actually prefer, because I do have a clear favorite, and I will reveal that at the very end. So let's get started. We're going to start by talking about the steel. So with the Ganzo Firebird G720, the steel that you get is 440C, and that's an okay steel for a folding knife. It's definitely not a premium steel or anything like that, but it's a good steel. It's a stainless steel. It's gonna do a good job at resisting corrosion. It's gonna sharpen easily. And yeah, I think it's an okay steel. Definitely appropriate for the amount of money I paid for this knife. Now with the Mini Bullmastiff, the steel that comes on this is 9CR 18 MOV. And that's a Chinese steel, but it's a very good Chinese steel. It resists corrosion well, it's very hard, it does a good job holding its edge, takes a nice edge. Yeah, I think it's a pretty good steel considering the cost that this knife comes in at. Out of the two, which is going to be better? I think the 9CR 18 MOV is going to be much better. And that makes sense, right? Because this is a more expensive knife than this one is. So yeah, out of the two, the Mini Bullmastiff is going to have better steel in my opinion. The 440C is going to be a little bit softer, but that also means it's going to be a little easier, faster to sharpen as well. So there's always a give and take, but winner in this category is going to be the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff. Now, next thing I want to talk about is the blade shape. So with the Ganzo G720, we have kind of a very broad classic drop point, and I think it looks great. It looks awesome. It's a very beefy blade, and you can see how thick it is right there. So yeah, very strong blade, very beefy blade, classic drop point, and it cuts well. This has been a very tough knife for me, a tough cutter, and yeah, I think it's a great blade, a classic blade that looks great, and it also performs. So the blade that you get on the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff is a cleaver, and I love this blade. I love these small folding cleavers. I think they're super cool, and this one especially, it just has this unique look to it. I love how it has the flat grind and kind of the fuller right here. Comes to a very sharp point at the end. This thing is a very good cutter as well. So yeah, it looks great, it cuts great, it's an awesome blade. Out of the two, which one is better? For me, just based off the looks, I like the little cleaver better. I think it looks really cool, more unique. I mean, people see you pull this out of your pocket and use it and they're like, what is that? That's cool. Now this one is good also. It's more classic looking. But yeah, I just love these little cleavers. I think they're super awesome, super cool. Now the next thing we're going to talk about are the handles. The scales that come on the Civivi Mini Bullmastiff are, I got them in blue as you can see, which I think are awesome. They look great. They do come in other colors as well, but they're made from G10 and they do have good texturing on them, and they're very comfortable to hold. You get a great grip on the knife, and this is a great knife to hold. It feels very, very comfortable in your hand. You also get a lanyard loop right here, and in terms of how thin these scales are, they're fairly thin. And that's one thing that makes this knife a really, really great knife to carry around in your pocket. So yeah, super thin, but it doesn't sacrifice how it feels in your hand at the same time. Like I said, it feels great. Another important detail when it comes to the scales on this knife is the chamfering that you get. I think it adds to the cool look of the knife, but it also, I think, adds to the comfort level of holding it as well. This is a very comfortable knife to hold. The fit and finish is excellent on these scales, and yeah, excellent job by Civivi on the handle on this knife. Now the handle on the G720 is a completely different style. It is made from G10, which is an excellent material, and in terms of texturing, you have kind of these horizontal lines. I think they look awesome. I really like them. I really like the overall shape of this grip, especially in relation to the blade. I think it looks super cool, and when you hold it in your hand, it's very comfortable. It also has a little bit of jimping up here on the top of the blade, which there is none on the Civivi. You do have a large lanyard loop if you want to put a lanyard on this knife. And yeah, it feels great in your hand. Very good grip, very well contoured and ergonomic. And you can see it right there. That's a great grip right there. Now when you look at the thinness, it's pretty chunky. That does make this knife more bulky when you're carrying it around in your pocket. You can still do it, I've done it before, but that is something to be aware of, that the grip is very comfortable on this knife, but it is bulkier. So out of the two, which one is gonna have the better grip, the better scales, the better handle? I'm gonna say the Mini Bullmastiff. Both of these knives are super comfortable in your hand. They both feel great. The problem is, the scales on the G720 are very large and they're kind of bulky when you carry in your pocket. The Mini Bullmastiff is also very comfortable in your hand, but it's more narrow, which makes it more comfortable when you're carrying it around in your pocket. So both are very comfortable, but this one's more narrow, and because of that, I'm gonna make it the winner in this category. All right, next let's talk about the locking mechanisms. So we'll start with the G720. The locking mechanism on this knife, you can see it's right here, and this is basically a fake Benchmade axis. So this is a copy of the Benchmade axis, which is a great locking system, and it's very strong, very robust. To close the knife, you pull down on these kind of levers right here and close. And then to deploy, you can simply, you've got two thumb studs on either side. You can use your thumb and simply open it up. Now there's a lot of guys out there who can flip open knives with the Benchmade axis locking system, but I'm not very good at it, especially on camera. I could try it. Yeah, I can't do it. Not with this knife anyway. I have another one here. This is a great affordable knife too. We'll talk about that in another video. But basically what I'm trying to say is that this knife is smooth to deploy and it can be done one-handed, but it is kind of stiff. And I think part of the reason for that is the springs that they use in here are very stiff, like I said. And even though it is smooth to deploy, it's not the easiest and most fun knife to deploy. But like I said, that fake Benchmade locking mechanism, very strong, very cool, especially to get that locking system on an affordable knife like this one. Really cool. Now the locking mechanism on the Mini Bullmastiff is just a liner lock. And you can see it right there. Closes easily, and no thumb studs on the Mini Bullmastiff. You do have a flipper though, which is what I usually prefer. And this knife, so smooth when you deploy it. I love it. If you saw my review on this knife, you know that already. It's buttery smooth. I love the way this knife deploys. I could pretty much sit here all day and just fidget around with this stupid knife. Yeah, locks out sturdy, alignment is good. Let's check that on the G720. Very sturdy. This is a very heavy duty knife. I mean, again, look how thick that blade is right there. Pretty centered, pretty good. But yeah, when you're talking about the deployment, there's no comparison between these two. The Civivi is way more smooth, easier, everything, and it's definitely going to be the winner in this category. Now it's a little bit unfair because you do have the axis lock, the fake Benchmade axis lock, which is really cool, especially like I said on an affordable knife, but I just can't get over how fun it is to deploy this knife. So it's super fun, super easy. It is a simple liner lock, but it wins for me in this category because I love how it deploys. Now, when it comes to the pocket clip, you have kind of a strange system for the G720. It is kind of a deep carry clip, I guess it is, but it's attached up here, and I think this is actually a glass breaker. I'm not positive on that, but it's not a screw that you can easily take off, and it does come to a point, but it's a fairly deep clip. And because this isn't a screw that you can easily take off, I don't know how difficult it would be to swap it over to the other side. I don't know if it is swappable or not. It might be a little bit of a process. Now the clip that comes on the mini Bullmastiff is a deep carry clip, which you can see right there. It does have some cutouts which look cool and allow you to access the screws. Oh, and the clip, I should say, the clip on the G720 sets you up for tip-up carry only, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. This one also sets you up for tip-up carry, and it is easily swappable to the other side. So yeah, it's a great clip design from Civivi, and it works very, very well. Now, I do want to show you what these two knives look like when you have them in your pocket, so let me do that now. Alright, there you have it. So both of these knives sit really low in your pocket. Both have kind of deep carry clips. But I can tell you from experience, because I have carried both of these knives around, the mini Bullmastiff is much, much easier to carry. It's thinner, it's lighter, it disappears in your pocket. Now, that doesn't mean that the G720 is horrible, but it is a lot bulkier, it's a much larger knife, and to give it credit where credit's due, it sits really low in your pocket for being a really large knife. So I think it's a good clip design, and if you're looking for a larger knife, then it's definitely doable. But yeah, out of these two, I mean, it's just no contest. The mini Bullmastiff is much easier to carry because, like I said, it's thinner, it's lighter, it's a smaller knife in general. So yeah, let's kind of compare the size just a little bit side by side. The mini Bullmastiff is much smaller than the G720, and of course that makes it easier to carry, more comfortable to carry. In terms of overall length, again, just a much smaller knife, much larger knife. Now if you need a larger knife, that might be a benefit to you. But if it's just an everyday carry, I mean, it's just no contest. The mini Bullmastiff is superior, and I can tell you that from experience because, like I said, I have carried both of these knives around, and this one's just way better. Alright guys, so that brings us to the end, and like I told you, I am going to reveal which of these two I think is better. Can you guess which one it is? I'll give you a second. And the winner for me is the Civivi mini Bullmastiff. That's probably no surprise if you watched the whole thing. I love this knife, I think it's awesome. It's very comfortable in your hand, very easy to carry around. I carry this knife all the time. Super thin, lightweight, great cutter, great blade, unique looking blade, looks super cool, and above all, super smooth on the deployment, super fun. So yeah, the winner is going to be the Civivi mini Bullmastiff. I love this knife. Now, with all that said, I still think the G720 is a great knife. Now both these knives are not expensive, but this is a super affordable knife, and it's really cool considering how much you pay for it. You do have the fake Benchmade access system. You got a really broad blade, really strong blade, super thick, and you've got this cool handle, which is very comfortable. So this is a good strong knife. I am glad I bought this knife. Because it's so inexpensive, I may end up buying another one, the one in the OD green color, which I think is a really cool color. But there's just no comparison between these two knives. If I have to choose one, I'm choosing this one every single time. It's a better quality knife, and you can certainly feel that when you have them here side by side. So yeah, my pick is the Civivi mini Bullmastiff. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Now, if you're interested in either of these two knives, they are both great knives, and I'm glad I bought both. I will leave links in the description below. Those are affiliate links, and they do help out the channel. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya.